Hola y buenos días. Soy yo otra vez, el señor Morris. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Hoy vamos a repasar lo que hemos estudiado en esta unidad. We'll be studying everything from this unit today in preparation for the evaluation next time. We'll also play lotería, a very common game, pero primero vamos a cantar nuestra canción de saludos. Canten conmigo. Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Cómo se sienten? Yo me siento bien. Muy bien cantado. Ok, para empezar hoy vamos a ver el calendario. Okay, let's go ahead and start with a look at the calendar. Let's start off with a question. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? Now, when I ask you this question, you're going to use the calendar to find the date. Okay? And once you've found the calendar and the date, you're going to answer in this form. You're going to say, Hoy es, and remember you say the day, name of the day, from up here, and then the date or the number, de, of, and the month that it is. For example, if today is a Tuesday, which is martes, and it is the 8th day of October, okay, you'll answer like this. Hoy es martes 8 de octubre. Okay. Now, here's another question that you can answer using the calendar. And you've probably seen this question before. ¿Cuáles son los días de la semana? ¿Cuáles son los días de la semana? And the answer is right here. And you guys can help me say this one. Los días de la semana son lunes, help me out here, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Okay. Now we've been over that before, and you probably already all remember that we have a song to help go over the days of the week in Spanish. Let's go ahead and sing it now. Hay 7 días en una semana, los vamos a nombrar. Help me out here, guys. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. That's very good. Now, I'd like for you guys to go over that every day in Spanish. Now, those of you in the upper grade should have no problem with this at all, knowing the days and the numbers and all that. And it's a good way to continue using your Spanish, which is, after all, the best way to learn it well. Now, one of the most important things that we studied in this unit was greetings and the exchange of personal information. Well, let's go ahead and begin by going over that right now. You guys, this time, if your teacher lets you, and teachers, this is up to you, everybody stand up with me and let's do all 3 parts. Okay? Párense. Here we go. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Roberto Morris. Oh, I hope I didn't hear anybody say Roberto Morris that time. Okay, first person. ¿Cómo estás? If somebody says that to you, you'll answer by saying, Estoy bien. Okay, good. Now, if somebody else comes along, you might want to find out what their name is, so you might say something like, ¿Cómo se llama tu amigo? Or if it's a young lady, you'd say amiga. Okay? Repitan. Okay. Now, if you're going to present this person to the other one, you'll say, te presento a, and then you say their name. Okay. Now, when you meet somebody new, remember you want to shake their hand, and you'll say, mucho gusto. That's right. And if somebody says mucho gusto to you, if they say, oh, it's a pleasure, you say, oh, el gusto es mío. Yeah, the pleasure's mine. Now, if you want to know how old somebody is, we've talked about this a few times now, this should start to look pretty familiar to you. You'll say, ¿cuántos años tienes? Okay? And then you'll answer them. You'll say, tengo años. And you tell them how many years old you are. Okay? Now, if you want to give them a call later, you'll need to know their telephone number, so you can ask them, ¿cuál es tu número de teléfono? Okay? And then to answer them, you'll say, mi número de teléfono es el 555-1234. Okay. Good. And remember last time we talked about a couple of things like hablas español, sí un poco. Please keep going over all of those things. And I tell you what, please review these greetings again with this video. Ahora pongan atención y repitan todos. Saludos. Buenos días. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Pilar.
¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien.
¿Cómo estás? Estoy más o menos. ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy mal. ¿Cómo se llama tu amiga?
Te presento a Carmen.
Mucho gusto, Carmen. El gusto es mío.
¿Cuál es tu número de teléfono?
Mi número de teléfono es el 523-9286.
Okay, now you guys don't go calling that number, okay? Now, in this unit we also talked about the Spanish alphabet, and we talked about the vowels in particular. What are the vowels called in Spanish? Okay. They're called las vocales. Las vocales, the vocals, because those are the ones where the sound comes from. ¿Cuáles son las vocales? ¿Cuáles son las vocales? Okay. Do you remember the song that we sang to help us remember the vowels? Okay. It's just a short one, and it goes like this. A, E, I, O, U. El burro sabe más que tú. Which is really rather insulting if you think about it. The donkey knows more than you do. But if you know your vowels, you'll know more than any old donkey. After we talked about the alphabet and the vowels, we went over the number system in Spanish. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and look at the number system again real quickly right now. Okay, we started off by going over the single digits. So we talked about cero. Repitan todos. Cero. Uno. Dos. Tres. Cuatro. Cinco. 6, 7, 8, 9. And after that, we looked at the multiples, or the numbers from 10 up to 19. What we call the teens in English, and these are them in Spanish. Repitan todos. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And you remember that these all end with se, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And those are like the teen numbers. And then after that we just say 10, which is 10, y, and 6, 16. After that we looked at the multiples of 10. Repitan, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. We said how most of these end with the NTA sound, so that you know they're the multiples of 10. And finally, we talked about this number, 100. 100. Very good. Now, we also talked about the colors, and we went over those a couple times, read a book about the colors. And then we looked at different shapes, since we were doing some math also. Okay? Do you remember the shapes? Let's look at those again right now. Okay. And these are pretty easy. This shape in English is almost the same as in Spanish. Un círculo. Repitan todos. Then we talked about this shape. And again, it's a cognate. Triángulo. Repitan. Okay. Next we looked at this one. Again, hey, another cognate. Pretty easy. Rectángulo. Repitan. Okay. How about this one? Oh, another cognate. And a lot of this is because many of these words come from a language that was based in math, and they come to both Spanish and English. So this is óvalo. Repitan. That's right, you hear that first syllable stress. Óvalo. Okay, let's look at a couple more. We talked about this one. Cuadro. And I said it has 4 sides, and 4 is cuatro. But this is cuadro. 4 sides of the same length. And the last one that we talked about was this one. You might see this, on the American flag, up in the sky at night. Es una estrella. Repitan. Estrella. Muy bien. Ahora, quiero que todos sacan sus tablas para jugar lotería. All right. Go ahead and take out your boards now for playing lotería. And let's look at a board right now. The object of this game is to get 3 in a row. You'll want to get 3 in a row going across or up and down. We could say horizontally, horizontalmente, vertically, verticalmente, or across like that, diagonalmente. Okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out different things. And you should each have boards. You'll need something to mark with. You can use pieces of corn or beans or pennies. I've got some things like this. Yeah, my little things that I'm going to use is my markers. And you go ahead and get whatever you want. Now when you get 3 in a row, this way, or diagonally, when you get 3 in a row, you call out lotería. Lotería, yeah. So don't get confused and say something like bingo. Say lotería. Let's go ahead and start. First of all, if you have this shape, do you remember what this is called? Rectángulo. If you have rectángulo, go ahead and mark it on your board. Okay, I don't have that one on my board. If you have this one, Estrella. Estrella. Mark that on your board. Ooh, I've got that one. I'm going to mark that one. Estrella. How about, oh, this question. I remember this one. ¿Cuántos años tienes? And then you answer that by saying, tengo años. And you say how many years old you are. ¿Cuántos años tienes? And tengo años. Oh, I've got that one on mine too. Okay, so I've got a couple marked on mine. You guys keep track of yours. Oh, remember this question? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? And the answer is, estoy bien. Estoy bien. If you have that on your loteria board, go ahead and mark it. Okay. Let's look at the next one. How about this? A, E, I, O, U. Las vocales. Las vocales. If you have that on your board, go ahead and mark it. Oh, that one's on mine. I'm going to mark mine. Okay, I'm doing pretty good here. The next one. Oh, triángulo. Triángulo, because it has three shapes. Tres, triángulo. You see the similarity there, guys? If you have that on your board, go ahead and mark it. How about this? Cuadro. Cuadro. And that's the one with four sides the same length. If you have cuadro on your board, go ahead and make sure you mark it. How about this one? Cien. Remember we were counting through those numbers and we came to this one? Cien. So if you have that, oh, I've got that one on my board. I've got that one on mine. Okay, go ahead and mark that if you have it on yours. How about this one? Círculo. Círculo. If you have that on yours, go ahead and mark it. Hey! Hey, look it! 3 in a row. Loteria! All right. Loteria, loteria. Well, you know what? You guys can continue to play that in your classes as kind of a review, getting ready for the evaluation. But for us, right now, it's time for our despedida. Now, teachers, I'd like to remind you that next class will be the evaluation, and you'll need the student evaluation forms copied for all of the students, okay? All of the students seem to be doing an excellent job, and I'll bet that they all do very well on the evaluation. What do you think, teachers? We'll see. For our goodbye song today, I'd like to sing Cielito Lindo. Okay? Again, you should be getting pretty familiar with this one by now. Canten conmigo. De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Want to hear everybody now? Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. Very good job. Until we see each other next time. Adiós y hasta luego.